So far we talked about central tendency and dispersion with standard deviation. Now let us try to understand what is normal distribution. This curve we have seen many times in many of our calculations. So now let us get into this and try to understand what exactly it says. Now the normal distribution is the most recognized distribution in statistics. There are number of distributions in the statistics. We are not going to touch upon those parts, but normal distribution is the primarily recognized distribution and widely used for the data interpretation. What are the characteristics of normal distribution? Or when you can say that your data follows the normal distribution or following the your data is normal. So only random error is present. It is not obvious errors, or you are not having much outliers. Process free assignable causes, so you are having less outlier of course, and process free of the drifts and shifts, so you are not having kind of variation into the processes. And the secret is, if you will be choosing your data randomly without any manual intervention, most of the time your data would follow this normal curve. Not believing me? Just test it with your data and plot them into the histogram. Your histogram would give you the normal curve. And for that matter, let me give you the example of the exam marks and number of students. Out of 100 students who are appearing for that particular subject's exam, most of the students would be getting their marks between 50 to 70. And that is why that is the average marks people are getting. And then you can see, like, the 80 above are less, and 30 or 40 below are less. So as the mean value is 50 to 70, as you go on right side it would be declining. If you go into the left side it would be declining. It suggests that most of your data follows your normal curve. And that is why throughout the calculations we are assuming that my data is normal. So even into the analysis there are two kind of analysis: data with data which is having giving the normal curve, parametric test, and non-parametric test, data which is not having normal data or non-normal data. And based on that you can choose your tools for the statistical analysis. Yes, you may have a spread, larger spread, but your data would be normal. We are here assuming that our data is normal and we would like to reduce this spread. And each combination of mean and standard deviation generates a unique normal curve, and that is denoted by z-score or sigma score, and you can derive at the z-score by x, that is your data point, minus mu, that is your average, divided by sigma, that is the standard deviation. The distribution is normal, then mu would be 0 and standard deviation would always be 1. So z is equal to x, and data from any normal distribution can be made to fit the standard normal by converting row scores to standard scores. So G scores measure how many standard deviation from the mean a particular data value lies. So whatever score you are getting into the standard deviation, that is your Z score. And the idea is to get the Z score, and that would give us the idea at which sigma level we are working. Z score is also incorporated to calculate your sigma value. Look at this particular figure, and the area under the curve between the 2 points represent the proportion of the distribution between those points. What do you mean by this? If you see, let's say if I need to identify what is the area covered by this shadow, then the area between the mean and any other points depends upon the standard deviation. And through G-score, we can able to identify what is the percentage, what is the area it is being covered by this shadow, right? And if we are using the standard normal table To find out the proportion of mu and x, we'll be looking at it